Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing very well. So let's start the today's session. And in the today's session, we will be learn a very important concept about the symbolic link inside the Linux. So you can understand symbolic link as a shortcut in the window. Whenever we are using the window, we are creating few shortcuts. So what their shortcuts did, they actually pointing towards the original file, but we can access them from somewhere else as well, where we create the shortcut. So the symbolic link is also the same, a reference to another file from another location. That's how we can say that a symbolic link work inside a Linux. In the Linux, we have the two kinds of the symbolic link. One is the soft link and another is the hard link. So let's start with the soft link. So how we can create the soft link and what is the use cases. Use cases I will explain you at the end of the video in the real life how we can use it, the soft link and the hard link in the real production server. But right now let me explain you what are the soft link. So let's say we do the ls here. uh, we have a folder, let's say folder name, and when we go inside we have a file devops.txt. So let's get the DevOps. Let's see what's inside the DevOps.txt. We are the few things that written inside the DevOps.txt. Let's come outside. Let's create the symbolic link. For creating the symbolic link, we have the command ln-s. So S for the soft link. So what we are doing, we are for the folder slash devops.txt. We want to create a file which is linked with to that devops.txt inside the folder. So we create a slink name file. So when we do the ls, a file name with the slink is created, and this is the symbolic link file. So let's verify that. Do ls-l, l for the long listing. So when we do it, so we find that we have the file that is called slink, which is pointing to our folder, and then inside the folder we have a file devops.txt. And to confirm that, we see the first letter here, that is said L. So L means this is the link file, and if it is a directory then it is a D, and if it is a normal file then there is a no letter when we are seeing this thing. So let's get the S-link and see the content of the file. So it is also showing the same content at which is already mentioned inside the folder slash devops.txt. So let's edit some content into the S-link and then see it will change into the original file or not. So let's say we remove this one line and then check it. For saving inside the VM, we have to use escape colon WQ. Let's get the folder inside the folder where DevOps. So our original file is also changed. So when we create a symbolic link, so either way we change the link file which we linked it or the original file. If we change anywhere, both files showing the same changes reflected. So that's how the symbolic link will work. But there is a difference between symbolic and the hard link. That symbolic link always point towards a path, but when we create a hard link is actually not pointing towards a path, it pointing towards a inode. And what is the inode? So inode actually a address inside a hard disk, in a hard disk space where the file is actually stored. So that is called the inode. In the inode we are storing multiple things, that who is the owner of the file, what is the permission, what is the change access, those all other thing, or the real data is also storing inside the inode is mentioning inside the where in the hardware, in the disk where the file is stored, that is referring by the inode. So let's say we check the inode as well. So for that ls hyphen li, so we want to check the inode number for the slink file. So for the slink file we have the inode number 2604, and let's check the inode number for the inside the folder. Then we have the DevOps file. So we can see that the both file has the different inode number, but both are linked to each other. So they are linking by the path. So they are linked by the path, not by the inode. That is the difference between the soft link and the hard link. So whenever in the interview someone asks you that what is the difference between the soft link and hard link, you can explain in the detail that soft link pointing towards a particular path, but hard link is pointing towards the inode, and both file have the same inode number in the hard link, not in the soft link. And what are the inode simply address inside the disk where the file is storing. That's much. And let's say if I remove the original file, then what is the changes reflect into the our soft link file. Let's say I go inside the folder, and let's first copy our devops.txt to devops1.txt. So now remove the devops.txt, and let's check here ls. So now you can see that there's a color change into the slink file, and it is now showing some error. So when I do the cat, so no such file or directory. So what happens now? S-link is already there, but when we delete the original file, because it is pointing towards a particular path and that path is not exist now, so this file, this soft link also will not work. So if the link is broken or original file is deleted, then the soft link will not work. So that is the drawback of the soft link. Let's say we remove the soft link, and let's go inside the folder again, and let's again copy the devops.txt to devops, save, and come back again, and again let's say create this soft link. So ln hyphen s, and let's now give the whole path. So for you, to explain you that we can also give the whole path as well. So we have the folder, inside the folder we have the devops.txt, and we want to create the slink.txt into the current folder. So now we can cat the slink, and it will work because we now create the new soft link file. So let's say create a hard link file. So for the hard link, we just need to ln, and uh, let's say inside the folder we have the demops1.txt. Let's create the hard link for that. And for the hard link file, we give the name hlink.txt. So when we do the ls, now hlink.txt file is created. And let's see what are the changes into the hlink.txt. So you can see that it is not showing the tiny path here, like the same S-link is showing me that it is pointing towards a path. And you can also mention that it is not showing L letter at the starting of the file, because this is not a link file. This is like a normal file, but it is hard linked towards to a one particular file. But it is not pointing towards a path. It points towards a inode in the disk space. So it's a normal file, but it is pointing a inode rather than the particular path. So what I mean, let's say cat first hlink. So when I do cat, so the same file is the same data is showing as the original file. And let's say I just want to know the inode number for the hlink. So this is the inode number 2957 for the hlink. And what is the inode number for the my file inside the folder, which is link for the hard link, devops1.txt. And the both file has the same inode number. We can see that both file has the same inode number. So that is the difference between the soft link and the hard link. Soft link has a different inode number in the both file, but now we can see that in the hard link both file has the same inode number. So both file are actually pointing the same disk space for accessing the data. So let's say delete, I will delete the original file. I come inside the folder, let's delete the devops1.txt, and now devops1.txt is not exist anymore. Let's come here, and now ls the hlink, but I can still able to access the file. Why? Because it is not pointing towards a particular path. It is pointing a file which is stored inside the disk. If I delete the original file, still in the disk space this file is pointing to that particular inode number into the disk. So that's why we can get the data. We again can edit the data, and if I edit the data, it will also reflect if hard link is already exist there. So if the link is broke into the hard link, still we able to get the file, but not in the case of the soft link. So that is the difference between hard link and the soft link. And what are the real use case scenarios for the symbolic link? Why we create them? Let's say I have a web file which is into the where.www. current, and that I use inside my web server. And let's say I have a multiple release, so what I can do, I create a soft link with that, with the where www dot release slash v2. Let's say next time I have the v3 version, so I come up with the v3 as multiple version. So what I can do, in the I just change this symbolic link of this particular file to v2 to v3, so whenever my new version is coming there, so without any downtime, by changing the symbolic link, I can able to access the new file data for my file. So that's why we are using the symbolic link into the real production server as well. And few more example we have. Let's say I have the different Python version in my system, and now I just want to be change the Python version, so I just change the Python version path inside the system and create a link with the new Python version. So that's how we can do that. Let's say we have the multiple logs file and we want to centralize it, then I can use the symbolic link. That particular path is linked to the other logs version. Let's say we have storing the log in the version format. Here we have the where www release v2. Let's say we have the v3 for the log as well, and a where log v1 v2. So what we can do, we create a centralized location and then we point change the symbolic link only with the new version of the log, so we can start getting the log from a particular one place. So that's why we are using the symbolic link in the real production server. And I explain you in the detail what is the inode, what is the difference between the soft link and the hard link. So mostly in the interview they are asking about the inode, and if they ask the difference between the soft link and the hard link, you can say that in the soft link we are pointing towards a path, and in the hard link we are pointing the towards the inode. And what is the inode? It is a it is an address in the disk where we store the data. That's how you can give the answer, and that much I actually explained you everything in the detail. So that much is in the symbolic link in the Linux. And if you find that this video is helpful, give you the some knowledge, some new thing, and you found that whatever I teach you, you like it, so please do subscribe my channel, like my video, share the video, and please comment if you have any topic in your mind that you want to be learned. So if I have time, I will try to make the video on that as well. Thank you guys, keep watching, keep learning.